So, these stories have been told for millennia. They've been told longer than any of us have been even alive. Sometimes you're able to take liberties when you write. Please come, sit down, enjoy. I'm about to tell some stories that I have written. This particular story there's a lot of speculation about a thing called the Valhalla Ladder. And if you know what it is, you know what it is. But if you don't, there's an example hanging on the front of that purple book. Now you see, there's many stories about what and how the Valhalla Ladder came to exist. And so I decided to take my own liberties and write my own version of how the Valhalla Ladder was made. And if you would not mind, I would like to regale you with this tale right now. I've only recently written it, so I'm still memorizing. The sea was restless the day I found the island. Restless, not with storm or squall, but with a silence so deep it pressed against your chest. The waves lapped as gentle as a lover's touch against my lone ship. Yet beneath their caress was a pull, an urging, as though the sea itself beckoned me to an unseen shore. I have charted many waters in my many years on this earth, sailed to the edges of maps where sea serpents roamed and gods walked in my mortal guise. Yet never had I glimpsed this island, rising from the mist like the prow of a forgotten ship. Black cliffs, as jagged as dragon's teeth ringed its shoreline, and a single path wound up its spine like a serpent's coil. I made land, the sand crunched under my hull like old bones. The air was thick, humming with a power older than Yggdrasil's roots. And I knew, deep in my bones, this was a place of the gods. With wary steps, I climbed the path. The climb was steep, stones were slick with moss and mud. The air thinned as I climbed near the summit. I am Floki, shipwright and wanderer, and no path, no matter how treacherous, could ever turn my feet from a journey. At the peak, the wind roared to life, carrying with it the scent of thunder and ash. Before me loomed a great door, carved into the living rock, runes writhing like a serpent on its face. The stone was cold beneath my hand as I touched it, and with a rumble that shook the earth, it swung wide, inviting me in. As I stepped inside, the hall was vast. It stretched farther than the eye could see, the walls lined with spears and shields of long-forgotten heroes. And there, at the heart, stood the gods themselves. Odin, cloaked in shadow, his one eye gleaming with stormlight. Freya, radiant as the dawn, her hair a river of gold. And the mighty Thor, broad and bristling, Mjolnir resting at his side like a slumbering wolf. I knelt, though the stone bit into my knee, and my heart thundered like the sea. Allfather, I rasped, Lady of the Vanir, and great thunderer. Odin's gaze pinned me like a spear. Rise, Floki, son of the sea. We have watched you, seen the works of your hands, the cunning of your craft. Freya stepped forward, her eyes alight with mystery and mystery. You are a maker, a shaper. We are in need of your skill, Floki. Then Thor, his grunt, rumbled mountains. A challenge, if you dare, Floki. I rose and met their gaze, though my pulse roared in my ears like 1,000 torrents. Speak your will and it shall be done, for a challenge I will never turn down. Odin's voice was low, like a distant rumble of thunder. We need a wave, path between realms. A ladder for the gods to walk amongst mortals, and for mortals, should they prove themselves worthy to ascend to Valhalla. A ladder, not a bridge, not a road, a ladder, reaching from the halls of the honored dead to the realm of the living. My mind raced, my wheels turned, the wheels turned as the shape of this new thing formed in my thoughts. I spoke up, my voice firm. I will need the strongest wood, one from the roots of Yggdrasil itself. Odin nodded, it will be granted. And iron, forged in the fires of Muspelheim and hammered by the dwarves themselves. Thor rumbled with a spark of pride in his gaze. It is done. I looked to Freya, ever beautiful, and magic. I will need magic to bind it, to hold fast through storm and shadow. She smiled, her eyes filled with ancient knowing. It shall be so. And so, I set to work on my letter. The days became nights, and the nights to days as a sheet of wood, the scent of pine and earth filling the air. The iron sang beneath my hammer. Sparks danced like stars. And with every breath, I wove spells into the word. Words of binding and blessing, strength and shelter. At last, after what seemed like a millennia, the ladder was born. The Valhalla Ladder. Tall as the sky, strong as the roots of mountains, and gleaming with a light not of this world. Odin himself stepped forward, his voice solemn as he touched it. You have done well for me. And now, on nights when the sky is clear, some say they can still see it, the path between our world and the next, gleaming like a beacon. Thank you. Now you see, this story I wrote simply for entertainment's sake. Something fun. Other stories have a deeper meaning.